praises to the Most High in Christ, to the body of Israel awakening, and those who have awakened. All praises to the Most High in Christ. Be blessed. Be blessed. That's the thing. It's time to be blessed. That means you must come back to your agreement, the contract that you have with the Most High as Israelites. There's nothing else you can do to save you and your family but to come back to the Most High. Now, this is stroke and indictments again. We're talking on the civil, talking about civics now, okay? Because we still, as a people, we don't understand what we should be doing as we gather up. We don't understand. And so we want to look here at this sister and her idea of building a society, being a people. They say we're black, okay, and I'm sure they know there's no such nation called black. And even if you would consider the 18 nations that the Most High created, there's no nation in there called black. So what we do is we go back to the beginning and we begin to follow the genealogy of the nation of Japheth, Shem, and Ham. Okay? And out of those three sons came the nations. Right? So, in those nations, we had to come from one of those nations. And we all know the Israelites, we are the Israelites. We claim to be the Israelites. And nobody's been able to debunk that theory yet. And we have all the proof. It's really not a theory, it's facts. It's facts that we are the Israelites. And so if we are the Israelites, then we must gather back up under the guidelines of our old nation. That means we have our own laws. All the nations know it. And we have our own rules we govern ourselves by. And if the nations want peace with us, then they must not interfere with that, because what they're doing is making us subject to their jurisdiction. So you understand that. So in order not to be subject to the jurisdiction of other nations, we can't go to them for handouts. We can't go to them saying, let me be a part of your system, right? Let me just be a part of your system. I'll be a part of your system if you just give us some of the money you stole back from us. What kind of stuff is that, man? What kind of begging? The Bible said a beggar might as well be dead. Ain't that the scripture? A beggar, life is no good. You might as well be dead. He says better for a beggar to die than to beg. That's what the Bible said. You can look it up. It's all the Israelites been preaching and teaching these scriptures, man. It's better for a beggar to be dead than to have to beg your enemies to treat you right while they laugh at you and say, look at these fools. When all they have to do is stop fighting each other, come back together as a nation, and demand all the damn nations on the earth to treat them right, because they got God, the Most High, Yahweh, fighting for them. And we would have to bow down to you guys and give you whatever you want, because we know once you come together and unite as one people, loving and following the commandments again, then you're the Most High God of the earth. He's our God too. I'm talking for the nations now. I'm speaking with the nation. They know God is God over them. They have said it. If those people will keep the law, then we can't fight against them. Okay? So what we're about to see is this woman give her rendition of this bill that they claim to be passing. And we're going to commentary on top of her commentary to prove that she has no idea of what war is what propaganda and what the tactics that the weapons of Satan's warfare. She has no idea of his weapons. And she has if they think that these people are going to put an end to their nation in order to raise us back up, they're going to do it. They're going to have to do it because they're not going to do it the way you think they're going to do it, by building us up as a nation and blessing us so they can get blessed by the Most High. No, that's not what they're going to do. They're going to release us and say, you are the children of the living God, like Hosea said, you are the sons of the living God. They're going to do that by the Most High twisting their arm and destroying them, and them having no other alternative but to turn to us and say, we are sorry, y'all are the people of God, Most High, Yahweh, whatever your name is, please stop destroying us. Save us. We are the remnant. Have mercy on us. That's what they're gonna be saying when they look back at us and say, y'all are the sons of the living God. Now we know they are nowhere ready, prepared to do that yet. But let's see what she's saying here. We're gonna commentary through Bible prophecy.
From New York has proposed a $14 trillion reparation bill known as H.R. 414. Now, of course, you guys have heard of H.R. 40, which is a study of reparations, but he is saying, no, let's go ahead and roll out the money.
Now, yeah, no, right. Like, really? Are you kidding me? The U.S. is going to give us $14 trillion. Now it's only 70 million of us. So that's almost $500 million a piece. Or maybe 20 million a piece. Maybe 100 million a piece. Whatever it is, man. Divide 70 million. Divide 14 trillion by 70 million. That's what you get, right? It's a mind-blowing. They're not going to give you that much money. Why? Because that would be setting us up to power up whatever. Ammos come together by all this stuff to defeat them with. You know what I mean? You're going to put $14 trillion in our hands, and all the gun shops, all the gun makers, all the gun dealers, grenade launchers and everything we want, then we can get them. We're going to be able to get them. We're going to be, let me tell you what they're trying to do. By throwing this offer out here, they're slowing us down. Their thing is they cannot let these young black savages unite. So we got to keep throwing stuff at them to keep them divided. If they feel like they're going to one day have enough money to meet their needs, then they won't unite with their brothers. They won't even think they have need to unite because they think we're going to fix their problems for them. Their problem of stolen identity, the crimes of their nations, genocide by all the nations on the earth. You think that one world government is going to fix that by locking themselves up, by convicting themselves and taking everything from themselves, the power, and put their neck in the noose for us? That's ridiculous. Let's keep looking.
Now, some of the reparation bill entails things for education, free education, to one of the 107 HBCUs in America. Also, it deals with restoring the
vote. We don't care about none of that, right? They're thinking that they're thinking like Esau.
Voting rights for incarcerated and
their number one thoughts is that their homes, their house, their reign on this earth Esau's reign, to go to Esau and say, okay, it's hope. It's hope. We got hope. Esau might do the right thing. He might give us 14 trillion. This woman is in La La Land. And this man, to let her put this material on his channel, he's in La La Land. This channel is trying to get all of us to leave our homes and go sit around in Africa in the dust with that nation, because we would be better over there with them than here with this nation. When those nations over there are the same nations that sold us to the Grecians. Now we're going to go back and try to give them a second opportunity to do right by us. Go over in that country with nothing. Africa, no money, no nothing. Right? Just go follow Phil up there. Phil has no idea of what the Most High plan is for the Israelites. He has no idea. This woman has no idea. No African has no idea. We are not them. We shouldn't join with them. But Phil keeps pushing this on us. Phil, and y'all keep giving me money. Y'all keep joining his club. The best thing you can do for Phil and your nation now is get out of his club. Don't join nothing else of Phil's. Stop joining anything of anybody that's not teaching what this Bible's teaching. Break them. Break them. We're trying to break the bank. Break these wicked people's bank. Everybody that's teaching this falsehood, break their bank, man. Break their bank. Even the people that's teaching the virgin birth, they're lying on the records. We call them lying. We call Hassad lying on the records. They are lying when they say that virgin means just a young woman. That's not a miraculous thing. Ordinarily, a young woman is the woman that has the babies. And back then, if you was to get married, it would have to be a virgin. So, they're lying, man. These people that's lying, I had to put that out there on them. It has nothing to do with this. But just check it out, because I want to keep your eyes open on these Israelite groups, camps too, because they are lying on the Bible and the translations. One of the brothers called him, one of the Issachar brothers called them lying. Hassad and Deacon lying. They were lying. They're lying on the translations. And when you catch them, if they know you about to catch them in a lie, they look down. They all look down and they be smiling. They be looking and smiling at each other. What kind of people do this? Israelites don't do this. God killed a Sapphire and what was it? The husband and the wife that lied about the money they sold their property for. He killed them. When God is Most High is trying to put our nation back together, you better be very careful, man. You think your little chair, your little white lie, you think that's nothing. Oh, that's nothing. That's nothing. Look at all the work we did for these niggas. That's what they call us. That's what Hassad and Gorilla, Alazar, that's what they call dark-skinned people, niggas. And that's what they call white people the same thing if you don't honor their education and their ability to debate and know and their knowledge. If you don't honor that, they'll call you a nigga, white or black. If you don't honor them, they will call you a nigga. They think that's hurting you. They really think that's hurting people so that they know that ain't hurting you, but they getting that. It makes them so mad they do the worst thing they could do. They think that strike out and hurt you because it makes them feel better if they can hurt you. Hurt people, right? And people that's ego tripping, the worst thing you could do to them is not stroke their ego. So they're lying, and this woman right here has not a clue of what the Bible claim is. We're not going to talk them into giving us money. The Most High is going to talk them in to letting us go, right? it's going to be the Most High talk them into doing the right thing. Basically, right?
Previously incarcerated individuals.
Let's watch it.
But more specifically, this is what he is saying. According to the 2020 census, there are approximately 42 million African Americans in the United States, which makes up 12% of the population. When divided evenly, each person could receive $333,000, which could be paid out over decades. He also goes on to say, who says the $14 trillion needs to be paid out in one shot? It might be possible for it to be paid out over 5, 10.
See what they doing? They stringing you along. They stringing you along. And I'm gonna tell you something else. All those people down in Mexico, Issachar, and all those other tribes, they were taken from this land. Central America owed those people reparations too. So that 14 trillion ain't enough. They owe those people down in South America, all of those Afro, whatever country, all those Afro Puerto Ricans, all those Afro Jamaicans, all those Afro Cubans, all those countries, all those 12 tribes is down there. That 9 tribes is down there. They moved them from here down there. They didn't kill over 200 million Native Americans from this land. They didn't kill over 200. The Native Americans of this land was the 9 tribes of 10 tribes of 9.5 tribes of the northern kingdom of Israel. They did not kill all of them people. That's what you're trying to say. They killed Gad and took the other 9 tribes who was spread it already, had left America and spread it all down around South America. They already had left North America and spread it themselves down in South America, and somehow they got all that mixed up, you know. But no, the United States owe everybody on this side in America, all the Afro people, and some of the mulatto people who can take their race back to the Negroid. See, that's the problem right there. It's a lot of mulatto people that are Negroid, that are Israelites. But I guarantee you, if America was to pay reparations, they wouldn't recognize those people. Then you would see them saying, no, you a whole new race. You a whole new race, mulatto people. You can't get this. You got to prove you stem back from that Afro-American people. Or are they going to just make sure like they did the Native American, who they call the Native American, the Pale people, and the Spanish people? Are they going to just, well, you think they just give them, they just go ahead and give them, like they already have done. They've already have made them a government in Mexico and all of those Latino and Spanish-speaking countries down under us. They've already made them governors over the Afro people. So they've already separated them, right? So they say, okay, you're different from them people, from the dark-skinned people. But now it's time to pay the dark-skinned people. So all the light-skinned, pale-faced people gotta go away. You gotta get going. You can't get this. You can't get this. This is for all the brown people. But now it's over 100 million of them down there. You took them people down there. We got the records. We got the records where you took people from North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, all up through there, the 13 colonies. You got them from Central America, where we are now, and took them and spread them out and all those islands down there. And because different people, different slave masters picked their own islands, and different groups picked their islands, took slaves down there, and they extracted the resources from each island. That's what that's all about. That's all it is. The Northern Kingdom wouldn't have spread it out on them little storm-ridden islands. If they got down there and could get back, which they could get back, they would have came back. Them storm-ridden islands, come on, man. Wasn't no food down there. It ain't no food down there. You see them trying to run back up here. Ain't nothing down there for them. They didn't go down there. You took them from here. You took them from here and spread them out. So you gotta count that at least 100 million of them in up here. So you said 42 million. You're looking at 42 million, 14 trillion. Now think about 100 million. So for 42 million, you probably gonna need to come up with at least 30 trillion. You got to come up with 30 trillion, and you didn't get our money. You didn't get us all a little at a time. You killed us. You killed us as soon as we broke your laws. You punished us as soon as you broke your laws. You had us in captivity. It wasn't a little at a time. It was all at once. It was all at once. Every day, all at once. If any day you hold me and take my kids, that's worth 14 trillion on your head by itself. Anytime you take and sell my kids and hold me down, it don't have to be 500 years. That first year you did that, you owed us your life. But you stayed over here and did it for 500 years, man. Everybody that's over here that's not an Israelite need to get in a boat and go back wherever you came from. That's the only thing gonna save y'all from the punishment that the Most High got for y'all. That's the only thing gonna save y'all as a people. And just think, you nations who had us in captivity, who Esau has already taken and destroyed y'all, he's in y'all land now, y'all gonna pay double. After Esau get through with y'all, then the Israelites gonna have all y'all back in captivity again. Think about that while you're doing your retributions, recompensing. While you recompensing, you mad, you gonna pay us this little bit of crumbs. Just call yourself, this will get us, and we give them a little bit at a time where we can have them looking the other way while we killing them a little at a time. Raise the prices on everything. Cause see, this money is not real. They print money. So if they could give us, they could raise the prices and let us and get all that money back from us and turn around and give it right back to their nation and put their people back on top of us again. If it all it takes to be on top of a people is money and having the power to use racism to hold them down, and you got your people who outnumbers the people you got in captivity standing up with guards. You got the citizens helping you guard the people. So that's all they doing, man. Let's listen to a little of this.
X over X amount of time. There are creative ways to do the right thing and do what needs to be done. Now, of course, he was talking about the housing and education and incarcerated individuals being able to vote. Just all a part of that bill. My thing is, yeah, $14 trillion sounds like a great start.
Okay, she ain't talking about nothing, man. Listen, they have no idea. These are people that has leached on, that has cleaved to Esau's kingdom, and they falling with Esau, man.
I think that got to be a part of a bill. And how much does that really cost? Can't you just, you and your homies there in Congress with a stroke of a pen or votes or whatever?
See, and the stuff she's doing, she's doing the same thing Esau's doing. Just bull crapping us around, jerking us around. All these videos like this is just jerking us around, man. They have no plan to recompensate us. But
whatever you need to do is say, okay, restore the rights.
Wait a minute. I want to go here. What's she saying about rights? Yeah.
Rights, that doesn't need to be included in reparations. But going back to that overtime.
Did you hear what she said? She said restoring the voters' rights for prisoners.
Those who were previously incarcerated, but what does that got to do with reparations? Why does that got to be a part of a bill? And how much does that really cost? Can't you just, you and your homies there in Congress with a stroke of a pen or votes or whatever you need to do and say, okay, restore the rights. That doesn't need to be included in reparations.
See, that's the whole thing. Restore. Why would they add that? Restore the rights. Man, they got to be doing pretty bad, man. They have got to be doing pretty bad to get this so-called individual, so-called black man to come out and offer us a bullcrap package like that. We don't want to vote with y'all. We don't want to be in your school system. They don't want us. That's proved right there. As long as y'all stay united, we'll do this. If y'all just promise to stay united, we'll give y'all. We'll give it to you. Just stay united. Because if y'all separate, that's the worst thing could ever happen to them if we unite back and separate the way they did, the way they separated from Britain, the way they separated, because they, their government was hurting them more than helping them. Every man has a right to do that, because the powers, they only can govern us if we give them permission to. So us coming back and uniting as Israelites, we automatically say that we are not a part of their kingdom and are not a part of their citizenship, which we cannot be, because according to the United States policy, once you pledge allegiance to another people, another nation, once you claim to be another nation, you automatically cancel your citizenship with the United States. So all the Israelites have canceled their citizenship with the United States, but the United States is steady holding on to them. They won't let them go. We have canceled our citizenship with the United States by saying we are Israelites, but they won't let them go. So that proves that we are captives of the United States government. They are a government of their own people and not of us. If they force us under their jurisdiction, and our people can't seem to understand that. Let's listen to some more madness that she's talking on Phil's channel.
But going back to that overtime, 5, 10, 20 years, y'all didn't do that. And I know it was probably before your time there in Congress, but the other people in Congress, they didn't do that with everybody else, the Jewish community, Japanese, and anybody else who's got reparation. They didn't say, well, here's $5 this month.
Have you noticed that those people in those governments are white? And they are delegates, dignitaries of the white people, so-called white people, Edomites. They rule over that land because the Edomites set them up to rule over the dark-skinned people of that land. Everybody on earth was dark-skinned. I hope you understand that. So that means all the lands were dark-skinned. Edomites had a little place up in Syria, right? Up in the Syrian mountains. What is that? Caucasus Mountains? In Georgia, Russia. They moved up there, but they're really from Syria, Mount Seir. That's where they're really from, right next to Jerusalem. It was right next to us. So, but instead, they cover the whole earth. Keep not to their own land, but reach out and by the sword, rule over, enjoy all the lands of the earth. They didn't have none but mountains, no full vegetation up in them cold mountains. They had nothing up there because they were the base people of the earth. They walked around like Neanderthals. They were the Neanderthals, right? The hairy caveman. That's who these people are, man. And now they found a big razor and they shaved down like they're civilized. We taught them how to bathe, how to speak English, how to do everything that they had no idea how to do, be civilized in those caves. They had no idea. They were living worse than gorillas up in those caves. Okay? So, but now they want us to stay united and join with them so they can keep ruling over us, so we can never come back and defend ourselves and come out from under their jurisdiction.
And here's 5 more than that. No, they got it all at one time. So why is it always when it comes to black people, we need to, we're gonna give it to you little bit by little by little by little, because that
Reparations. Look at all these people deceived. Look at all these people deceived, man. Look at all these people deceived, man. They want that. They so poor and so beat up. They really they rather believe in these people's humanness than to believe God, who said they are not human, and the only way they're gonna treat y'all right is I'm gonna have to beat the mess out of them and get them to repent from harming y'all. And get them to see that I will fight for y'all. God Most High will fight for us, and we are his chosen people. And he will deliver us. The Most High will deliver his chosen people. That's the title. That's going to be the title of Need No Reparations, Yahweh Will Deliver. Need no reparations. Need no wicked reparations. Yahweh will deliver. That's the title of this. That's going to be the title, right? That's my message. We don't need the reparations because Yahweh will deliver. Okay? All right, let's see. A little bit more.
Probably more than that at this point, to catch up to the wealth of white people. At the rate
white people don't have wealth. Let me tell you something. This land is about to burn to ash. Everything they own, including the eyeballs out of their sockets, is about to be nuked to ash. Why can't we get that through your head? They can't pay us. They don't have anything of value. Everything they have is cursed.
we're going without reparations. And so the 333,000, I think that's a very low number, okay? Because say you live somewhere in California, you got to darn near make that a year to survive. So what is that really doing, right? But
if they control the economy, they'll never pay you enough to catch up with them or even survive without them, without needing their companies and their jobs. If you don't have to go to work for them anymore, you have land and your own, then you can work your own land, your own business, your own community, then they would have to get out here and work for themselves. And you know, man, that would be such devastation for them. They would kill each other. They would delete each other before probably wouldn't even be a year, man. Those people would delete each other. If the Most High didn't have us take them into captivity and preserve them, Esau will kill every human on the earth, man. Jeff Bezos and all those people will kill every human, including their own family members, to be on top of the earth, on top of the world. To be soaring like an eagle. They will kill everybody on this earth, man. The rich power structure will delete everybody on earth to stay on top, man. Stay in control.
Giving it to us little by little, that doesn't help close the wealth gap. That's some hush money.
Why would you think they are trying to close the wealth gap? You actually think these people have an ounce of goodness in them? After all they did, all of the the monsters they've created, all the death, murder, hatred, robbery, killing, psycho killing, serial killing, all the purging, all the cannibalism, all the molestation. You really believe these people have the goodness in their heart to repent? The Bible said Esau had no room to repent. Although he sought it with tears, he could not stop being evil.
Hush. We didn't gave it to you, not the hush money that we're crying.
Why would they care? They've been listening to us cry and beg them not to kill us. They can lean down on your neck with their knees and you beg them, please don't kill me. Mama, help me. Please, y'all, don't kill me. And they look up at you, put their hand in their pocket and smile and say, look at us. We got power, we can do this. And y'all standing around so scared of me, it won't nobody make a move over here to knock my little knee off this man's neck. We got y'all duped.
A hush money. Now don't say nothing else. We're giving you something, ain't we? Yeah, you're giving us something, but it's not.
They ain't giving us nothing. They don't have nothing. They got off them ships with their hairy, naked, stinking, dirty bodies. Nowhere to go, no land to go back to, nothing. They burnt the ships. They burnt the ships because they wasn't going nowhere.
Not enough. And if you're going to give us $333,000, give it to us at one lump sum. We can decide what we want to do with the.
Hey, that ain't even wishful thinking. That's stupidity. That's stupidity to expect a change after you've done the same thing, begged all the years, to expect that these people's ancestors, these people's offspring is anything less than who they are, more than what they were. Morally. Anything more. How could they? They watched their ancestors be monsters. They watched their ancestors be monsters. That's how you keep these people who we are afraid of, who we are jealous of, who we know that is better than us, who we know is smarter than us, who we know done everything to put us in this position. We owe them way too much. We can't begin to pay them. That's who you think gonna get also all of a sudden grow a conscience?
The money. If we want to go to college, which some will argue, well, if I got $333,000 again, which is not enough, I probably don't want to go to college. I can, start some businesses or do whatever I want to do with that.
Do whatever I want to do with that change. Give it back to Esau, strengthen his economy. I'm not going to do anything tangible like learn something or buy a house, plant a garden, start a neighborhood association program, help unite. I ain't gonna do nothing with it. She's saying that you can do that if you want to. And that's what we're saying they bank on, you throwing the money back to their economy.
Money, because in turn, if I go to college, it's gonna be to make $3,000 somewhere. So if I'm getting that lump sum, I can decide what I want to do with it. But again, I just want to say, of course, we know that now it's election season. So the Democrats, because that's what he is, they're going to come out with all the stops. Of course, they're going to send out, their best representative. When I say best, one that looks like us, right?
Now who was that? Who was that? Watch look who she got, man. Now let's show you now y'all got to be dumb if y'all can't see. Y'all got to be like the most stupidest people on the planet.
Now it's election season. So the Democrats, because that's what he is, they're going to come out with all the stops. Of course, they're going to send out, their best rep.
Okay. Now, y'all see who this is, right? Y'all see who they got right up front here? All the mulatto kids. All of the mulatto kids. They're not gonna show you that. It's but a little. It can show you but a little bit of that. But these are all people her shade. Now, I know out of the Negro, the Israelites, we're all different shades. But these mulattoes don't care who they are, African and French or whoever. When you mix them together, the dark and the white, you're going to come out to people one skin tone. One skin tone. You're going to tell me that ain't a made up people? Everybody else is different shades. The people. Humans are different shades with hue in their skin. Hue, they got color. They got melanin, different amounts of melanin. But these people who are the bastard children of Esau, they are one tone like Esau. Esau's one tone, I don't care what you say. He's red, pink. He's one tone. Only his descendants come out one tone, man. Because if this was a Negroid father, even Negroid father with white parents, so-called white or mother, those babies are not the same shade, man. They're not one shade like Kamala and these other mulatto people. And see, that's a mark on them. Believe it or not, that's a mark on them for trying to say, let's make the race better. You know what that means. We don't go back Yeah. Ain't no, we ain't falling in love. Love is love, but I bet they ain't gonna fall in love with you. Unless you got some money. Love is love, yeah, but you ain't gonna get none of them to fall in love with your folk, bud. If they get rich and then fall in love with somebody black who's poor, nah, man, get out of here with that. All right? So, let me see, it's been 40 minutes. Let's listen to a little more.
Representative, when I say best, one that looks like us, right? To say, hey, black people, well, how about a little reparations bill? Was like we already got one, and y'all ain't did nothing with that. It's collecting dust on the shelf. But this particular bill, is talking about a specific amount of money, so it's a ploy. It's a ploy. You don't need to try to, get people on board with that. Just do it. Say, hey, we've all decided here in Congress that the checks will be rolling out to African Americans who are this.
Now, does she believe this crap that she's talking about, or is she just making content for us to watch her video? That's why I be using their videos, man, because a lot of times they just making content. No, they misleading a lot of our young people the wrong way, man. When they should be, Phil and this broad here, they should be trying to get our young people to come back to the laws and commandments of the Most High, to realize they're free, and that to follow the laws of the Most High is the right way, is the only laws we should be following, because we are a different nation from the evil, wicked nations. We don't go and be a part of their citizenship, right? We don't build their kingdom. We don't vote on none of their elections. But these people feel, and these people, they are just as bad as all the rest of the dirty wolves. The wolves, the dumb dogs. They are in the position to lead our people with this propaganda. And this is what they come up with. Instead of uniting and gathering together to form a government of our own, like every sensible people on the earth have done, like the Most High is directing us to do, myself and some others, General Yohana, man, General, you about the only nation, you about the only group that is really talking about building a government on our way out of this government. We got to build our own government. You're the only one I heard really talking about. And some of the Israelites and the purple people that like their radio program, they only real good. IUIC is only real good. Some of their people, not all of them. Some of them, individual group, I don't know how they doing it. I guess IUIC leaders are saying, let them go on out. It's a good thing, but we ain't going to do it. Let them do it. And if they get jumped on, if they get jumped first by the Edomites, then we'll say we ain't had nothing to do with it. They a rebel group. But no, that radio group, that radio broadcast, they hit it real hard yesterday. Of forming a government as we come out of that government, forming the Israelite government based on the laws and the security team, and uniting and have delegates that can meet with the other nations' delegates, based on the fact that we do have protection. We are united and protecting ourselves from these nations. Until we do that, we won't get no respect. They're going to keep taking our stuff. None of this land over here is their land, but they selling it to us, and now they down in Atlanta stealing your deeds back and making you pay them rent for a house that you already got a deed on and then bought. Paid 20 years worth of mortgage on. They take it and say, now, well, you just gonna rent it because we gonna give it. We're gonna take the records boards and all of that. The recorder's office, they letting people come in recording without any ID. When they charge me ID for anything I want to record, why you don't have to charge these renters, these people recording deeds and refuse to show ID? That's a red flag. Why are you doing that? The banks are fake anyway. They say they give you loan, they give you money for your mortgage, they give you nothing. That's fraud. And let me tell you something. Real estate fraud is a federal offense. And that's the United States government and all these mortgage companies and all of that who committed real estate fraud against us. And everybody that has a mortgage company and is in real estate, those brokers and everything, I'm going to be pushing that you stand trial for fraud, real estate fraud. Every one of these mortgages is real estate fraud, man. They don't have no real estate to sell. All these title companies and all of that, you're going to have to stand trial for fraud. If you don't stand trial for fraud and turn yourself in, get ready for them nukes, man. Everybody that won't turn themselves in for the crime they committed against the Israelites just standing on this land, if you don't show up in one of them Israelite camps and tell them you saw it and name your crime, if it's no more than just walking on this land when you shouldn't be here, if any other fraud and whatever you done did to the Israelites, if you don't show up, then the Most High is going to judge you before the nukes. We giving you a chance. You're going to be a whole lot of y'all with your wicked hearts. He going to judge a whole lot of y'all before he hit with them nukes. So that's why all this fire and mudslides and all of this freezing and all of this flooding, that's why it's hitting, man. Because y'all with your wicked hearts sitting back up here, sitting on this land doing wickedly just by sitting on this land. Not only that, but you going in the dark of the night secretly and harming
Are descendants of slaves.
Harming the Israelites. Now watch this.
Get people on board with that. Just do it. Say, hey, we've all decided here in Congress that the checks will be rolling out to African Americans who are descendants of slavery.
Now wait a minute. See how they play games? What person on this earth is not a descendant of slavery? I mean, what black person on this earth is not a descendant of slavery? We all are under captivity. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So one group of people have taken control of the earth. When God gave every man and woman individually dominion over their own world. It's 8 billion worlds on the earth today? 8 billion people have dominion on their own world. They have the choice to choose good or bad. To live in a world that they've chose to live according to the Most High and be blessed in their world. And you telling me that, let's listen to it again.
Get people on board with that. Just do it. Say, hey, we've all decided here in Congress that the checks will be rolling out to African Americans who are descendants of slavery. Expect to get that check in the mail in the next couple of days.
Now, she going along with it. She talking that same bull crap. In other words, she insinuating that you got to prove that you are a descendant of slavery. You have to prove that I'm not. You have to prove that you did nothing to my ancestors. You don't even know who they are, you say. If you're in this country with a government and a military, then we all are descendants of slavery. We didn't, you got to prove I came over here, my family came over here after slavery from another country, Africa, or wherever, and just set up and was never in slavery, indentured or otherwise. You got to prove that, not me. If I'm in this land and you over here doing illegal stuff to the people in this land that was here before you got here, you can't prove that you borrowed them or whatever, then you are in violation of he that killeth the man. Okay. What about he that stealeth the man? You're in violation of stealing men. That's a death penalty. So don't pay the reparations. Don't say, oh, wait a minute. Hey, we sorry. Y'all are the Israelites. We give your identity back. If you don't say that, then get ready to pay that same penalty that your ancestors got to pay who started this thing. Get ready to pay it. And it might not be, hey, when I get old 80 and die and live down my... No, your kids is dying right now. They killing themselves with fentanyl. Not only that, the curse is on them. The curse has been reversed on them. And you still can't repent. You still can't leave us alone. You still can't give us some of our stuff back. so we can live a easier life without your roly-polers running up and down the street chasing us and killing, shooting at us and deleting us. You still can't? Let's listen to the end of this.
Direct deposit or whatever it is you're going to do, right? But no, it's games. Because let's keep it a buck. Most people in America, not counting black people, don't believe that black people should get reparations, American descendants of slavery. They don't believe we should get that.
No, they do believe you should get it. They know they owe it to you. They know we have been wrong, but they are people that evolve. They believe in evolution. So they believe that whatever position they are in, then it's because that's the way fate would have it. They are there because that's what was designed to happen, not based on the fact that the Most High, what Most High gave what he thought was a blessing Esau, but it was really a curse to Esau, their fathers, their forefathers, to rule the earth. He have his opportunity to rule the earth by the sword. He said, this is what you're going to do. I'm going to give you your blessing. Jacob spoke it out of his mouth. He said, but you're going to rule it with a sword. Now, Jacob knew that wasn't no blessing. He knew that was a curse. And Esau said, I'll take that. Because it's all right as long as he get the chance to rule, He didn't care about doing it, in a godly way. He really didn't care. He don't now. It's the same people, man. This is the devil on the earth. Everything that the devil was described to be able to do in his mind without a conscience, the Freddy Kruegers, the exorcists, the chainsaw massacres, all of the cynical death and menacing acts that they did to the people of the earth, they have no conscience for that. And for you to think that without force, these people are just going to turn godly, you out of your damn mind, man. Phil, you are the problem. Lady, whoever you are, I can see you don't have a clue. You have some common sense. You got sense enough to know that right here at the end, you saying, well, wait a minute, all this don't sound right. This could never happen.
Oh, how many in Congress are going to say, well, since you mentioned it, Jamal, let's go ahead and do it? Not a lot, because there's some in his party, the Democrats, in fact, a lot, and probably most in the Republican Party, that don't believe black people should get reparations. And so again, he is playing games. It's all a game to get black people excited about more of nothing. So as I have always been taught, never, and when I say never, never count money until it's in your hand.
And you don't get no money in your hand. And what I would rather for the people to take from this, what she said is just a lot of philosophy. Never trust your enemy. This man is a paid enemy, man. He's a double agent. He's trying to sucker us back under as many as he can retrieve under the guidelines, the guiles of these people might turn out to be good one day. They might do the right thing one day. Let's just hang in here with them and keep loving them, keep forgiving them, keep excusing them, keep trying to make them feel comfortable in their wickedness, and maybe we'll fare good one day. Yeah, right. All praises to the Most High. We'll never wake up. We don't want reparations. The Most High will deliver us from the condition that we're in, and we don't expect anybody else to do it. No other nation is going to do that. The Bible said, Most High said, if you bless Israel, then the nation that blesses Israel will be blessed. And at this point, we don't want your little fake money. You already did too much damage. We don't want you to be blessed. We want those Bible prophecies to start happening, and we want you to surrender to the will of the Most High and take your foot off our necks. Okay? All praises to the Most High.
Okay? So I also want to revise that. Don't go to the booth